Hey, everybody. I want to tell you about something that I almost didn't do. Not because I didn't believe in it, not because I didn't have something to say, because I was uncomfortable. Uncomfortable being on camera, uncomfortable posting to the world, uncomfortable with the idea that people I know, people I respect, would watch me try something and maybe watch me fail. That feeling is real, and I think a lot of you know exactly what I mean. This is Signal. I'm Renny Atkins, and this episode is about what happened anyway. So, I have three friends who I believe have something to offer the world, something specific, something real, and who have not fully stepped forward yet. Dr. Wendell O'Neill, one of the most grounded, thoughtful people I know, the kind of person whose perspective you want in the room when things get hard. And then there's Marlon, a natural comedian if there ever was one. I mean, genuinely, organically funny in a way that is a gift. I keep waiting for the world to find out what I already know. And I'm sure that everyone who knows him would say the same. And James Alexander, orator, author, a man who has been personally honored by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, a man who built an extraordinary life, an amazing wife, a home in Northern California after 28 years in prison. He grew up on the west side of Chicago, same streets I grew up on. He has written about his journey. He could talk about sovereignty, about agency, about what it actually costs and what it actually means in a way that very few people on earth can. He's an incredible story of resilience, empathy, and courage in the face of cruelty, which is the title of his book, Courage in the Face of Cruelty, and you can find the link to it in the show notes below. Fantastic read. I highly recommend it. So, three men, three different stories, three different gifts the world is waiting on. Last May, I had a conversation with one of them about building a moat around a business idea he has. And doing that by building an audience and stepping up as a person of influence. He was straight with me. He wasn't comfortable going on camera and posting to the world. And in a moment of honesty, I thought, neither was I. So I made a decision. The way to support him was to go first. So now, why AI? Why this? It was December 2023. My daughter, Shayna, calls me. She was 33 at the time. And she is excited in the way that young people get excited when they know something is real before the rest of the world catches up. She had found Chat GPT. And she said, "Dad, this thing is going to change everything." So over the course of several conversations with her about it, including before I fully dial in to what she meant, I was not comfortable. I did not know what to do with it. Although, because of our shared backgrounds in digital transformation, we've developed a shorthand that allows us to quickly land and connect on certain concepts. But still, a forward deployed engineer? I am not. I didn't grow up thinking of myself as particularly tech savvy either. In fact, on a free Saturday, I want to be out on my bicycle, not buried in a screen. But she was convinced, and I trusted her enough to dive in. And what happened next, I can only describe as AI psychosis in the best possible way. I could not stop. I consumed everything. I started building things. I started thinking differently about what one person could do, what one person could build, what was becoming possible that had never been possible before. That phone call from my daughter in December of 2023 is where Signal actually starts. Now, mid-May 2026, the conversation with my friend, the decision to go first. Here's what that actually looked like. Within days of making that decision, I was in front of a camera, not perfectly set up, not with a full production team, not after months of planning. I was in front of a camera. The first episode I published was about an AI model being shut down by government order on a Friday at 5:21 p.m. in the afternoon. I had 11 days between the decision and the first episode going live. So I have two values that I have built into how I operate. Pivot without mercy or guilt, which is when the situation changes, you change with it. You do not wait for perfect conditions. You move. And bias toward action. When you know what needs to happen, you go. Thinking is not a substitute for doing. The sprint, 11 days from decision to publish, was not just a production challenge. It was a demonstration of who I am trying to be. It was me holding myself to the same standard I would hold anyone else. If I was going to be an example, I actually had to be one. So, here is what I want you to take from all of this. I'm not telling you this story because it's interesting. I am telling you because I think you might be sitting on something. A project, a business, a point of view, a thing you know that other people need to hear. Something you have been waiting to do until the conditions are better, until you feel more ready, until the fear goes away. Well, the fear does not go away, but you just go anyway. Doc is watching. Marlon is watching. James is watching. And one of them is building something right now. None of them needed me to be perfect. They just needed me to show up. That is what Signal is, underneath everything else. It is me showing up every week as an example. Not because I have all the answers, because someone has to go first, and that might as well be me. Signal exists because of a phone call from my daughter, because of a conversation with a friend who was honest with me, because of 3 men whose gifts to the world is still waiting, and because I decided uncomfortably, imperfectly, with a bias towards action, to go first. If you are here, you are already paying attention. That is the entry point. Awareness is what unlocks choice. Choice is what unlocks agency. And agency, the capacity to act from your own center, to build something that is genuinely yours, that is what this channel is for. This is Signal, episode 5. I'm Renny Atkins. If this landed for you, share it with someone who's sitting on something.